In this video, I'm going to show you how I organized my assignments in my Google Classroom, as well as the types of assignments I have been using so far. So you can see that I have began to create my assignments for week 4. They're not ready, they're saved as a draft, so I can go ahead and look at this past week 3 assignments. So when I create the assignments, I kind of organize them from top to bottom. So the students would start with their weekly overview, then the check-in, then guiding question, Ed Puzzle, Khan Academy, and IXL. This is the order that I want them to do their assignments. I explained this actually in my first week. On the weekly overview, I attached a video explaining to them how to navigate the classroom, how to look at the assignments, the order that they're expected to complete the assignments in, etc. Also, with the weekly overview, this as it says, is a checklist of what they need to get done, as well as an assignment. So again, I attached a video going through each assignment, explaining to them how to complete it, what's expected. I've attached some instructional videos that are actually also in their assignment of the weekly overview. So for me, the first thing that I do is I have information, contact information, office hours, math class, etc. I have some announcements, and then I have their agenda. So for their agenda, I attach hyperlinks if I'm able to, and it lets them know the first thing they need to do is their check-in. It gives them the outline of what's expected. So they have it here, as well as just looking at their Google Classroom. There's 2 different ways to see it. I have instructional video that I've recorded. I have a CER, instructional video, and a CER. So that's their weekly overview assignment. Then for their weekly check-in, I give them 2 different options to check in. They can check in through a Google form I have created, or they can check in through Flipgrid. Sometimes I get both, sometimes I get one, sometimes I get neither of them. So the most common response that students reply to is going to be the Google Forms. I will only get a handful submitting Flipgrid videos. Then for this week, I've created a guiding question. If you notice though, there is no question mark because I did not go create question. For this week, I actually created their assignment in Flipgrid because I wanted them to have more of a discussion. We're in our 3rd week. We've been talking about these concepts for the last 2 weeks. In this case, this is the 3rd week. And I wanted them to have that practice, that dialogue that we have in the classroom of being able to speak their ideas and their understandings, as well as see the other students work and kind of be able to kind of have that conversation like we would in the classroom. The previous weeks, I did do this as a question on Google Classroom. You can see the question mark. But this week, I modified it. I also have attached an Ed Puzzle, Khan Academy, and you can see the links. I also include snapshots so they can see what's expected from those assignments of which they have to do. Trying to help them as much as possible know what's expected of them. And then their IXL. Again, I'll take a screenshot of the lessons that I want them to do. So that's how I organize it. I do utilize topics. You can see that they have the same format, week 1, 2, 3, along with the dates. And they've modified each week as I've learned, as things have changed, as I've seen what works, what doesn't work, as I get more information. But even with the change, they still followed the same format starting with week 1. You can see that they still followed the same format. They just might be modified differently. And that's it for how I have organized my classroom so far.